Welcome to Pit Pass Live, presented by Verizon. I'm Kurt Cavan at the Indianapolis Star at Indianapolis Motor Speedway, where we've had a terrific day of qualifying for the 100th running of the Indianapolis 500. Of course, the emotional story is James Hinchcliffe, who a year ago, almost to the day, was carted out of here and really fighting for his life after being pierced by a suspension piece in a crash up in turn 3. Today, he comes back, not only delivers a great qualifying run, but sits atop the pylon as we head to the 100th Indy 500. He's the number one qualifier for the first time in his IndyCar Series career, and he made it interesting. A Canadian knocking the All-American front row just back just a bit. We've got Joseph Newgarden in the second spot, and I look up to the pylon to get all the great information. We've got Ryan Hunter-Reay in the third spot and Townsend Bell in the fourth spot. So a really good showing for a lot of different teams. You've got the Schmidt-Peterson Motorsports team on the pole for the second time since 2001. By the way, that was the 100th anniversary of the first Indianapolis 500. Alex Tagliani won the pole on that day. By the way, he's with A.J. Foyt Racing now and had a crash, the only crash of the day today. So you've got Schmidt-Peterson on the pole. You've got Ed Carpenter racing in the second spot. That's a Chevrolet. And then another Honda, because Hinch has one, another Honda in the third spot from Andretti Autosport. So 3 different teams, 2 different manufacturers. Honda has come back from a very difficult, really a 30 race stretch where it had not won a pole. So a comeback for Honda in this Indy 500. Now they've got to win the race. But I'll point this out. The last 4 years, the Indy 500 winner has started deeper in the field than the top 9. I believe the highest they finished is 12th. So a lot of guys in the back of the pack, such as Juan Montoya, Scott Dixon. Well, Will Power's up near the front, but those are some of the guys you're going to be watching on race day, of course. Juan Montoya had an interesting day as he was going through his qualifying lap. He picked up a big piece of trash, literally a trash bag. His car then veered slightly toward the wall, and he was able to save it in time to come back onto pit road, get the trash bag. Of course, it dropped out, but then to get another chance to qualify was a big moment, not only for today and next week's Indianapolis 500, but also for the series championship. Juan Montoya, by not starting in the 32nd spot, which is where he'd have been had that run just been waved off, he has a chance now to pick up some more points and gain, or at least not lose too much on Simon Pagenaud for the series championship. That's a big deal as we move through the rest of the season. So we've got a lot more to tell you about today's action coming up on Pit Pass Live, and I'll be back in a little bit to wrap this up.
Had a really good run. The car was the best we've had in qualifying in a long time, just on rails those first few laps. I knew it would start to go loose as I went through the run, and it started to where I couldn't feel the rear much. But just great run. That's all we had in it. But I'm just super happy for Hinch. He's one of my really good friends, and to be sitting in his hospital bed a year ago, I was there with him his first Road America test. And I thought to myself, because I was asking my guys, I thought to myself, it's going to take him, a day to get back in the mix. This is, that's a big jump back in. And I remember asking him, like 2 hours into the test, how quick is Hinch? And they're like, oh, he's 10th and a half quicker than us right now. I was blown away. I couldn't believe that right away he was right back into it. But that just goes to show the courage he has and how resilient you have to be. I mean, it's just incredible. It really is. I mean, I don't think anybody can really describe almost losing your life out here on the same track and getting back in it and doing 240 into the corner and doing what he's doing. It's just incredible. It's the 100th running of the race, to be on the front row. I thought I had the pole there for a second, but it's just the emotions are always so drastic here, and that's what I love about this place. It's just that there's so much invested emotionally, physically. financially in this whole effort, and you know, to have a shot at pole, that's all I can ask for.
I was trying to remind myself, look, it's not about, the pole is incredible. You want to win the pole. I wanted to win it so bad. I don't want to make it sound like I didn't want it. It would have been amazing, but you know, I was trying to remind myself, I was like, we got to win this race. We got to figure out what we got to do to win the race, and we've already done a great job of getting into the top 9. That was, you know, goal number 1 yesterday was doing that, and then just getting a good starting spot today was the second goal. And I think, you know, pole would have been the best of that, but we got, you know, the second best.
Parade was super frustrating. I mean, it was always a bridesmaid, never a bride, you know. And I don't know how many front row starts I had in different races, but you know, here twice. Obviously, there was some heartbreak there in a couple of seasons, but it's crazy to get, you know, to get your first Verizon Pole Award here at this track. Period. After what happened last year. Period. And on the 100th running of the race. Period. I mean, it's just crazy. If I never won another pole, I almost wouldn't care. Almost. I would, because I want to. I'm going to, but almost. I mean, the car was stellar. You know, Alan McDonald and Will Anderson and Brendan, all the guys on the stand, all the engineers did a really good job. And I got to thank my teammates a huge amount as well. You know, we worked really closely together all week. And then, you know, Oriol went out and practiced today. Mikhail and I didn't. We got a little bit of information off Mikhail after his run. So I was really in the best seat in the house in that sense, that I had information from both those guys, which helped tremendously. And huge congrats to Oriol to get fastest of the qualifiers from today. And you know, out there, the thing, like I said, it was on the ragged edge. I was moving the weight jacker right every lap because it was getting a little bit freer every lap, which is, you know, it's like I said, it's what you have to do here to go fast and to get poles.
Unfortunately, I lost the rear, and you know, inside the cockpit, I thought I was gonna be able to catch it back, but I lost rear traction on the right rear, and it was really late in the corner, and that's what really caught me. I thought I was, you know, I was okay, you know, exiting 4. To launch the lap. So it's yeah, I'm really sorry for the team, the guys. We've been struggling obviously with same characteristic yesterday, and we thought we had it more under control today, but I guess this time it really caught us. You always think oh no, by the time, you know, I was heading to the pit lane, I knew I was going to hit where I was on the track, but you know, before that, when the car wiggled, I thought I corrected it enough, but yeah, it was not enough.
Back to Pit Pass Live. I'm Kurt Cavan along with videographer Clark Wade. So the schedule now looks like this. On Monday there'll be a full practice. Goes from 12:30 until 4. Indy Lights will also get a chance to practice, but the objective tomorrow for the IndyCar Series is to work on race conditions and get their cars ready for the 100th running a week from today. So you're going to see a lot of cars on the track. You're going to see a lot of drafting and really a lot of speeds as well, although they won't be quite as high as the 230s that we saw today. Then most of the drivers will be on the road on Tuesday doing media availabilities across the country, and we'll get everybody back here on car.